stream in a minute. It's been a hot minute since we did a horizontal stream. Usually they're always vertical. So I wanted to try it back again. Something about the algorithm helping you if you run it vertically. We're going to kind of test that out again tonight. My channel's grown a good bit since I've done one of these streams horizontally. So we're just going to see what happens and chop it up. Hope you guys are having a lovely day. I made that video earlier about, I think things are at a peak of craziness right now, and it feels like it's gonna die off at some point soon. But these are all just speculations. We really can't know what's gonna happen in this hobby in the long run. I'm not hoping for a crash. I'm not hoping for the downfall of the hobby, right? I just think realistically, we can't constantly think that things are going to be good forever. Yeah, this stream, the chat's going to be a little harder for me to catch up to. I'll just have to answer them faster though. Yo, BC, how we doing? T-Beastie, how we doing? Yeah, just about to sort some cards. Word, we're grinding. We're staying busy. Marble, what's up, bro? I hope you guys are having a better day than I'm having. So, Tom, going to card party in Seattle tomorrow. About to sell my Crown Zenith and Evo PSA 10s. I got dupes. Nice, Tom. Nice. Yeah, I want to care about what's going on in the hobby right now, but at home we're having our first weird stuff with our renter. She hired a whole cleanup crew to clean the house professionally, and it cost $1,000. And then wanted me to reimburse her. And so I ended up just saying, you know what? I'm not liable for anything money that you shelled out to spend on the house. But I ended up paying her half of it. So I'm kind of like, I just know most people are probably like, dude, like you're renting your house out. Like you're not, as long as you cleaned it, which we did, we cleaned it as much as we could possibly have cleaned it. But I'm just trying to do the right thing. I don't want to be like a slumlord. But anyways, it's very important that we have a good rental agreement because that money is going to help me continue collecting cards that I want, right? Yeah, people are going to be people. It's the whole thing of like, I want this to be sustainable. It's not supposed to be a quick buck. It's supposed to help provide for my family for the next couple of years. So that's been weighing heavily on me, guys. And like, honestly, I don't even know how I made a video today, like knowing that was in the back of my head, but it just feels good to do streams sometimes and just get that stuff off of my chest. Austin, how we doing? What's good? But yeah, like so far, no issues. Just like, I love the house. I just, I wish I didn't have to hire a cleanup crew when we moved here. And it's like, she saw the house when we did the showing, like, not but 2 weeks ago. So I don't know what changed from then to 2 weeks where she had to hire a whole cleanup crew. And then my friends were like, dude, do not pay her a dime. Like, she's trying to work you. But I'm like, no, I don't want to be that landlord that's a pain in the ass to talk to about anything. If something breaks, if something needs to be fixed, if something's not right, I want to take care of it and do right by them. Anyways, that's just my little rant about how the rental is going. And people warn me, they're like, dude, renting is not what you think it's going to be. Renting out your property is going to be a headache. But I think overall, it's still going to go fine. I just think I did not factor in how much it would affect me that someone feels unsatisfactory at our old house, right? Because like that, it's a personal hit to me, right? Because me and my family lived in that old 1953 ranch for a long time before we moved into this big new house. So it's like, bruh, I lived in that house just fine and never had any issues. So I'm taking it somewhat personally, but also just like, it just bothers me a little bit. And so I didn't factor that in about renting a house. I didn't factor that in that like, if you really care about people and you want to do right by people, it's going to keep you up at night. The fact that they're unhappy about anything in your old house, like it's going to keep you up at night. So, right now I was like joking with my mom, like we should have just sold the house. I don't know why we didn't just sell it. But it's like, Ryan, don't fucking cave. Like, dude, you're making progress. Like just fucking trust the process. You You got the house rented out. You had it on the market for rent for like 2 months almost. Like, dude, just trust the process. She's not going to move out. She's just blowing steam because she's just moved in and there's things she isn't happy with. So, I don't know. You can't control others, man. You good. If she dogs, if she doesn't have any, that's the first thing someone notices. Yeah, so she does have a dog there, but she just, dude, it's ridiculous. Like they did a whole air duct cleaning, right? Like that was included in the whole house getting cleaned down professionally. They did an air duct cleaning and like, bro, like we lived in that house for 6 years. The ducts always were a mess, right? But I never worried about it. You put filters in, your system has a filter, it filters the air. Anyways, we won't talk about it anymore on the stream. It just annoys me and I wanted to get it off my chest. Do you own any sealed vintage booster boxes? I wish, Raw. That would be, honestly, that's like one of my like all-time goals in this hobby is to eventually get to that point where I own a couple boxes sealed. EX Deoxys, Unseen Forces for sure. Unseen Forces is one I've been thinking about more just because some of those reverses are really, really good and really low pop. I won't even talk about some of them that I would really love to have in my collection. But Team Rocket Returns, that would be a huge one to own. Obviously, a base set box would be epic to own. Skyridge, Aquapolis, right? But let's be real here. I have a great income. I don't have $1 million laying around, right? And like, dude, to own some of those boxes, I imagine are like $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 at this point. Tom, bro, my for alligator, PSA 9 reverse from Unseen. Dude, kind of hit the nail on the head, dude. That Fukuda artwork is absolutely fucking wild, bro. The gold star that never was, right? And there's a Tyranitar in Mysterious Treasures that like nobody ever really talks about. I shouldn't even talk about it, right? I'm trying to just cross off a few other big cards, and then I want to focus on just fucking really cool budget-friendly artworks. I think people are really going to like that side of me collecting because I've been going after all these Grail cards, whatever. They're really expensive. They're just hard to get your hands on. And so I know people could potentially criticize me for basically being like, well, bro, like if we're not doing sealed boxes for 200 or 300, we're definitely not, like, if we can't do that, we're definitely not doing $5,000 cards, you know, $2,000 cards, $1,000 cards. You know, we're not doing that. But like, there's levels to the shit, right? Like, it doesn't have to be PSA 10s, right? It doesn't even have to be PSA 9s, right? PSA 7, PSA 8, raw, like cracking them for a binder. Right, there's so many awesome ways to enjoy this hobby with the older stuff that still, I think, is being unappreciated with those lower grades. And like, dude, that Unseen Forces Frog Gator, we won't talk about it. We won't talk about it. One of the best sets for sure. The Pokeballs are crazy good. Goat Man in Discord pointed out your Raichu Diamond is a pop 1. Get out of here. Get out of here right now. Get out of here. Yo, get out of here. No way. No way. He said L on the horizontal stream. So we just go back to oh man, I wonder if I can edit it in stream. No, I can't. I have to do it in the beginning of the stream. Oh, well. We'll rock it out. We'll still rock it out with the horizontal stream nonetheless. It might not. You might just take a couple seconds for people to get here. I know normally when we rock a stream, people pop out like immediately. We could get like 50, 60 people in here immediately. But honestly, it's not all about that, right? When you watch this over again, for people who can't make the streams are really late. For people who can't make the streams, the horizontal view, I think, is going to be better to watch over again. No fucking way though, bro. Fortress drank the full glass of Haterade today. Yo, okay, I have to reread this. Goatman in Discord pointing out your Raichu Diamond is a pop 1. Dude, do you know how happy that would make me? Do you know how happy that would make me? That would drive me nuts. That would drive me nuts. And also, is Mike Baker with the NBA Gold Diamond is that just it's a totally other entity. It's not connected to PSA at all. I need to know this because someone pointed that out. And if that's the case, he's just a guy whose opinion really matters, but it doesn't necessarily call a premium. And that's why, you know, it might be Pop 1 because it might be a newer thing. But I feel like I've seen Gold Diamond cards in the past. I think I've seen that in the past. Cool either way. Diamond and Pearl through Heart Gold, yeah, very underrated. Some of those hollows are absolutely fucking gnarly. I'm selling some right now. He showed receipts. Get out of here. Hollows, level X's, primes. Level X's could be like the next gold stars. I don't think people understand how good level X's are. They're really sick, and that gold X is just fire. Turtle, how we doing? Raw and Austin are saying you guys like the horizontal. Marvel likes the horizontal. The algorithm likes the vertical, though. Interesting. Vertical stream gets you posted on YouTube Shorts. Okay. So your stream shows up when people scroll Shorts. Damn. Okay. Noted. Marvel, I have my Grail Thanos card and a Pop 1. Let's go. Bobblehead, saw your video about there being some cracks in the market. And I have to say, in Australia, I've seen an increase in people selling their entire collections. Yeah, because in Australia, you guys are smart. Outback does something to you. Your brains are running properly. No, people should sell right now. Now is a great time to let go. We are at the peak right now, it feels like. And I might be wrong on that, but I feel like we are at the peak. Mike, hoping to pick up that Skyridge PSA 9 in Chicago Collecticon. Making some big moves with my collection based on your videos. Oh no, that makes me nervous. Selling my Scream Pikachu Van Gogh in Japan post promos. I do think you're never going to regret that card, though. Maybe one of the most iconic Charizards to ever be. Also, the Stormfront Charizard. That thing is an absolute monster. I would love to get my hands on that. That art style, the fact that Arita did like this modern spin on it, so good. Burger Chew is the rarest card in the world. Brother, if I'm going to be honest, Burger Chew has no place being a $400 card in PSA 10. No place at all. I think people are short-term. I think long-term, yes. Long-term, you will see that card rise to crazy values. I'm sure of it. Such an iconic, hyped-up card in a hyped-up time. Oh my God, wait, it's a 230 in PSA 10? No way. That's raw. You're saying that's raw. Yeah, you're saying that's raw. But I think, like, brother, I think in time, that card has so much potential. Like, you're going to kill it. But I gotta give you the hard truths, too. And, like, I do think that card is being graded so fast. Oh my God, 230 in a PSA 10? So now you're speaking my language. 230 in a PSA 10, maybe even 150 to 180 in a PSA 10 for that card, just because PSA 10s, brother, that might actually be worth it. Honestly, guys, you're hearing it from me. The Burger Chew in PSA 10 in the low 200s could be a move. Again, I can see it being a $400 or $500 card because of the hype, right? It's not that it has something that you need, right? It's very plain. It's a burger in a McDonald's. It's a burger. It's a Burger Chew is what it is. It's a Pikachu in a McDonald's having a burger. What is so like awing and mystifying about that? I don't know. There's no hollow. If there was a hollow, oh my God. If this card had a hollow, a Cosmo hollow, dude, it could go off. Right, but I do think I think 400, 500 is in that card's future. It's very reminiscent of kind of the Van Gogh Pikachu in terms of like all that hype. Is Pikachu eating a Whopper? Is it actually a Whopper though? How can you not know that that's a McDonald's burger? That wouldn't make any sense. Why would they want to troll McDonald's like that? Maybe in some way it's a slight to Burger King. I don't know how it would be. But it's got to be a Big Mac. But what do you guys think? I mean, what does this group of people in here think right now? All right? 15 minutes in, we're talking about Burger Chew, okay? Let's go ahead and talk about this Burger Chew. Is this the opportunity of a lifetime at $230 in PSA 10? Is this the opportunity in a lifetime? Tens, not just 10,000, tens of thousands of these are getting graded. And they're hitting 10 pretty easily from what I understand. That's a concern. But dude, 230 PSA 10 is not bad. Marvel, not a Big Mac, that's for sure. Burger King times McDonald's times Pikachu collab. Think you should cop Sabrina's Gengar, Japanese in PSA 9. I think I'm going to get that card eventually just because the art, the band art, that's pretty good. Maybe even a 10. Pooping Turtle, just nope. Just nope. Not a fan. Dude, what if the Burger Chew outperforms my beloved Salamence EX? Like, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again. He's doing it again. Brother, how good is this card? It's mystifying. It's beautiful. No way that Burger Chew outpaces this thing. No way. Survival of the fittest, bro. Look at this fucking gorgeous card. My God, dude. Journey Together is amazing. We fucked up on Journey Together. I should have fucking went balls to the walls on Journey Together when it was like somewhat still kind of undervalued, right? Cases were 1,000, 1,100. That was a decent bit more than MSRP, but still in this market, paying 100 or 200 over MSRP starts to become the norm. But I didn't do it. I didn't get sucked back into sealed, but God damn it, I thought about it, guys. And Journey would have been that set, and it would have been perfect for me because I have what I feel is the main chase card in the set. Not Lily's Clefairy, the Salamence. God, I love that card. Love that card. And honestly, yeah, that card's it's probably gonna hit. If this market madness continues, that Sal is hitting 1K. I'm gonna have 18K in Salamence because I'm sick in the head. Brother, I finally made your live early. Yo, what's good, Nigo? How we doing? 25,000 Burger Chew PSA 10s already. That is just an astonishing number. Absolutely astonishing number. Jesus Christ. I mean, pardon my French. Forgive me. Okay. Guys, how long did it take Umbreon, the Moonbreon? How long did, I mean, then again, we're talking about an actual rare, like, chase card versus Burger Chew. But, like, still, the time frame that this happened, now, mainly I feel like everybody's sending them off to be graded. So, but I wonder how many of those they actually made, right? Like, the pops are going to tell us a lot because what's being graded, probably half of them are getting graded. So whatever the PSA population of Burger Chew is, you double that number, that's probably how many, somewhere around how many were actually printed. That's such a speculative thing to say. I almost think it's better to buy the pack so you don't get screwed over with someone selling you a card that won't gem. Then grade the pack pulled Pikachu. Sending all my Burger Chews to PSA and sitting on them. Don't trust BGS. Orion, how are you using a credit card? What do you mean, how am I using it? I use it like everybody else uses it. I rack up debt and then I pay it off. And hopefully I can pay it off in most cases. In 100% of the cases I've used my credit card for cards, I've paid it off almost immediately or fast enough where I dodged all interest payments. The vast majority of my buying was actually, I think, when I had a year of no interest on that card. So now I pay interest, but I still haven't had to because I usually pay it off. In this case, it's not fully paid off yet. I'm going to pay interest, so I'm waiting to get my statement to see how bad the hit is. It's probably going to be bad. Van Gogh's sitting at 50K graded in a 10, but sitting at $2,000. But the Van Gogh Pikachu is way more iconic, brother. No way, bro. No way you're dissing Van Gogh like that. Van Gogh's 100% more iconic than Burger Chew. Now, we got to agree. Unless Fortress can defend his honor from his fortress. More people like McDonald's than Van Gogh. Oh, yo, he's actually not wrong, though. He's actually not wrong. It's true. More people do appreciate McDonald's more than they will ever appreciate Van Gogh. Coming from a family of artists, that is the sad reality, and I'll have to agree with that. They made 1 million of them. Probably 80-90% of the ones they made are PSA 10 quality. Holy shenanigans. Oh, man. Turtle, don't crush his dreams, brother. If this card drops to $100 in PSA 10, his dreams are going to be crushed. Martin, QuantumScape doing good. Looks like it's going higher. Bro. So that is something I haven't really talked about, but I am very excited about that. I'm always focused on the negatives in my life instead of the positives, the things that are going really well. And QuantumScape, I am this fucking close, guys. I'm this fucking close. I'm sorry, I am too loud. I'm this close to breaking even on my largest investment in my entire life. And it could happen tomorrow. It could happen the next day. It could happen next week. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Anyways, Diana just like swung open the door and was like, what are you talking about, investments? Why would I be judging you? If anything, you're judging me because I'm talking to a screen right now. But bro, honestly, like, if I sold my QuantumScape right now and just took a slight L, right, a couple grand, like $4,000 loss, I could recoup all of my life savings from 2019, 2020, and all the money that I spent buying more shares up until now. So, bro, that could be life-changing, honestly. And then I could do whatever with Pokemon. I could buy sealed. I could buy vintage, even though I'm going to be honest with you guys, I probably still wouldn't touch sealed because I just don't think it's the right thing to be doing right now. It's not that I'm out on sealed entirely, but for the time being, could be a long-term thing. I could be out on sealed for months, years. I could never buy a case again. I mean, it really depends how Pokemon is going to go about moving forward with printing, but I am always going to be buying vintage cards. That's most likely, even though I need to save that money. If I sell my investments, I need to save that money. Okay. Appreciate you bringing that up. Way easier to grade. Van Gogh specializes in art. McDonald's doesn't. It's all speculative, though. Maybe they didn't make 1 million of them. Watch Burger Chew cap out at 35 to 40K PSA 10 graded. You're going to go out and buy McDonald's for the fam, not a piece of Van Gogh art. Fortress is like, bro, he's defending his honor. Absolutely. Orion, thoughts on vintage reverse Corfish cards? Dude, vintage anything, first off. But you said Corfish? You said my boy Corfish? I fucking love Corfish. Honestly, you just made me realize something. If I was rich, everybody has that derpy Pokemon they would have a bunch of. If I was rich and I could just go balls to the wall with like whatever, I would get a fuck ton of rare, valuable Corfish. Do they even exist? There aren't that many Corfish out there that even have like a valuable reverse. Now there's some dope Crawdonts. I actually have 2 in this pile. Now you're making me feel guilty. I'm like, dude, you cannot sell these Crawdonts. I was going to sell them. They both have sick hollow patterns and swirls. But bro, I love Corfish and Crawdont. But honestly, I like Corfish even more. That's why I have Lana's Aid. Is literally just a tiny little Corfish in the background. I literally bought that card off of a tiny speck of Corfish. Okay. Yo, I love you. AOL, yo, seriously, you're the fucking goat. Can I, dang it. I wanted to heart that chat. I love that. Corfish is fucking dope. Corfish is the fucking goat. Yo, we need a pump. Corfish deserves a pump, okay? He's been waiting for his pump forever. No, we're not going to be those guys. Joe Huerta just finished a new video, and it was a good one. For your speculation on a bubble pop, which I think will happen too, do you plan on selling off and rebuying after a price lower or just staying? That's the thing. I don't really I'm not going to sell off all of my stuff because of my own speculations, right? Now, if somebody made me a really good offer on some boxes that are close to my already ridiculous list prices, I would be like, yeah, because that's ahead of the market, one. And two, if we did have a drop off, I would feel like a goddamn genius. So I think it's good to, you should trim some of the fat, right? So with that being said, I should sell a couple of these Salamence and PSA 10 that I have stacked up in a way. Oh man, and that's getting better too. The raw price of those is going up too. I'm so hyped. But yeah, I should trim the fat of some boxes. I have sold some on the way up, but right now sales are slowing down. I don't have the most competitive prices on the market. It's just if people want to buy a legit box from a legit collector and they'll pay a small premium, I'll sell my boxes, right? I really have no attachment to them other than the last ones. I'm not selling one of, I need to keep one of every box. Let's see. Yo, Win, how we doing? Yo, I got to read it. Chad, how we doing? I'm about to inverse Orion and buy puts on QS. Brother, buy puts on QS. You're about to get burned, bro. It's so close to them manufacturing a product. I'm telling you, they're going to release a press release and they're going to be like, we're going to have our battery in a car by 2027. Yo, what's good, Chad? How we doing? Welcome to the chat. Mike, what do you think the most overpriced modern kit card is right now? Most overpriced modern card is probably the Prismatic Umbreon. That thing is probably so fucking overpriced. It's crazy. I haven't even looked at that card. I don't like that card that much. If I pulled one, I would keep it, right? I would grade it. It would be an iconic card from an iconic era, from an iconic set that people fucking sold their left nut to get. But am I particularly a fan of that card and what it's probably going for, right? I should probably know numbers if I'm going to talk shit about a card. But I just feel like that card is going to be like, that's like a $2,000 to $3,000 card in PSA 10. I really feel like the Prismatic Umbreon SIR is probably so overpriced right now. Probably the Bubble Mew, though, even though I think the Bubble Mew is like the best card in Scarlet and Violet. I just want that one to crash. But like that one is kind of way overpriced, too. It's kind of crazy. What do you think the most... Yeah, Team Aqua Corefish, there you go. The raw one's going to drop too. If PSA 10 is at 200, raw is going to drop. Raw going to stay the same. I will admit, with my Salamence, the raw prices fucking tanked like a bitch. You cannot jump into something too soon, but I believe Fortress's play is going to work out regardless. That Corefish card where his reflection is off of 100 bubbles, bro, that would be sick. I need it. But no, I see it every time with JP sellers. Any card they can get their hands on crashes, at least initially. Can't hold a single gain. Raw. For just Pogini has tons of sealed packs that include the Burger Chew for $65 each. Oh shit. That's where the bulk of the supply still is, and once they can't sell, prices will drop even harder. I can guarantee you they ain't investing in burger pickers at JP at any real scale. Not in Japan, but on the West Coast, I could on the West Hemisphere. I think here in the U.S., people are doing what Fortress is doing. I think a lot of people are speculating that Burger Chew. I think he's right. I think it could stabilize there. Prismatic Umbreon is so hard to grade. Okay, so based off of Turtle saying that, my whole fucking theory is fucked now. I'm guessing the pop is like 5,000 or some shit. Win was able to get 2 booster bundles of Phantasmal. Dude, you lucky dog. Why are you teasing the rest of us? Nah, dude, congrats on that. Bro, you better open that shit and post it to our Discord and post some gnarly shit. James, how we doing tonight? Thank you for joining the shenanigans. Let us know if you guys like the horizontal way or if you want it to go back to the vertical stream that we did before. Totally fine either way. I miss seeing my Gengar at the top, but at least we can see Gengar over here now. Let's see. I mean, I got 20 Burger Chew for 13 a pop. Sold 2 for 80 each. Yeah, dude's fine. That's fucking crazy. Do you think the Mewtwo GX from Shining Legends is overpriced? Around 4K, going down recently though. Oh my god. I mean, with everything else, maybe not overpriced because it's a pretty good art. Rocket in the house with Bubble Mew is meh. Exactly. Like, I like the card a lot. It's cutesy and it's just fire, but it is kind of meh. The art style is what gets me, right? It's the style that gets me. And like giving it that hand-drawn oomph, I just love that. I love that in a modern card. Because you just don't see it as much. It does tell a story of Mewtwo through the test tube. Okay, we are all the way down at the chat. Fuck yes. Mount Carmel boy, catching up on your videos. Congrats on the new house. Appreciate it, brother. Took a break from the hobby after a heavy burnout. Brother, we've all had heavy burnouts at one point or another. Just found 151 in LGS. How do you personally not burn out in this hobby? Much love, bro. Brother, I burn out every fucking week, dude. I burn out every week, man. I've been burned out since fucking 2021, bro. Like, as soon as the market started going a different direction, and I'm sitting on all this cardboard that is now losing value that I pretty much liquidated a lot of my savings to just buy into and just have a bigger collection, it hurt. In the end, it ended up still outperforming anything that I had the money in previously, which is really, really cool because I took a huge gamble when the hobby wasn't really that lit. And I continue to take gambles because I love it. And I'm super OCD and I'm a collector at heart. And I like collecting things and having some kind of game plan. And so basically just like, I think at this point I couldn't not be collecting Pokemon in some way. It's such a big part of my life. It's taken so much time away too that like there's the sunk cost fallacy of like, I'm not going to pull out of something that I've invested so much energy and time into, even though I need to find a better balance with my family. See, that's the burnout. That's where the burnout pisses me off, where like I'm so exhausted from trying to make videos or uploading or on my phone, so much screen time that I'm losing time with my own family and being less present with them. That's something that creators will not talk about. They are not going to talk about that and be real with it, but like reality is I could be spending more time with Diana right now. I could have spent a little bit more time putting Aspen to sleep tonight, like reading her another 2 or 3 books, right? I could have done a little bit more. So for me, the burnout is the lack of balance that I have with like family and this hobby and collecting, and like the screen time is a big one. That burns me out. I don't know about you guys. Like, do you guys get like burnt out just scrolling your phone, scrolling on eBay? Like, bro, it's brain rot. And I think it's because you're learning about the market. It's just like kind of, it honestly starts to become very day trader-ish, where you're analyzing certain cards and the price movements, and then you're looking at them on a graph, and it's kind of unavoidable. And you're just looking at numbers, right? But it's also fascinating. The statistics on certain cards are fascinating, and I think that's one thing that keeps me roped in. Like Austin pointing out the fact that my gold label Raichu, my Shining First Edition Raichu, is actually a Pop 1 card is fucking crazy. It's crazy. I just feel like as soon as Gen 10 drops, ultimately a lot of people are going to be left holding a bag with a hole in it leaking money, going to put the hobby on sale at least. And like, I don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see people get hurt in this hobby. I don't want to see people losing money, but I think it's worth somebody saying it at this point. Even if I'm wrong, like who gives a fuck if I'm wrong? Doesn't matter. People should be cautious in this market. It's like, don't just make content to make content, but also I genuinely feel like it's a gut feeling that like shit feels kind of dicey right now. It's felt dicey for months too. Like as soon as the Lovebirds, the Latios Latias GX, as soon as that card hit like 4K, I thought we were fucking cooked for sure. But nah, it went up to 10K. It more than doubled my expectations, for which I have no explanations. Like, bro, like, shit's crazy. Ryan, when you copying Hoopa 150, bro, you and that Hoopa. Let's just see how the burger chews go. Yeah, I hear you. Mike, how did you start your own bar? I think that'd be an interesting story to hear, maybe a video idea. Long story short, the city was squeezing my family's property to a pulp and trying to get every drip drop they could out of taxes from us. And we just said, fuck you, we're not going anywhere. We're going to open a bar. And that's how that happened. And we hired a full staff. I wasn't doing anything behind the bar. I didn't do shit at the bar. All I did was come in, meet people, schmooze. I didn't really have to do anything. We had a whole staff that ended up stealing, being terrible workers, being addicts, and basically not coming in for shifts. And gradually, I took over everyone's job. That's the short story. That I took on a responsibility that I didn't necessarily agree to, but it was a new chapter for me. I had just had my first kid, and it was like, bro, if you're going to be serious about some shit, like this is a legit business, now's your chance. Because we were about to burn. People don't know this, but the bar business, after the first year, we were about to burn. We were hemorrhaging money. The staff it was not working. And so I basically started it from scratch all over again. And I'm very lucky to have had that opportunity because now I have a great life because of it. But the balance with the bar is also fucked. All I do is work. Rocket, it's definitely exhausting and fascinating how quickly prices are going up, literally overnight. Literally. Joe Erda, exactly. It goes both ways. I don't want to see people lose their money, but I also want Pokemon to return back to a hobby and not an investment class. And that's the thing, like, if everybody is saying, just do this, you'll make money, there's no way that just continues like that. Anything that people are catching on to this late, like they're already too late. There are some people that are going to be like, nah, I'm still crushing it. You know, Nigo, we have a subscriber in here who bought some Destined Rivals. Some of you may also bought some Destined Rivals. And it was like, this is totally justified at $300. This is justified, $250. This is a deal. This is going to go up big time. And while that may be the case, is it for the right reasons or is it for all the wrong reasons, right? Well, I guess that doesn't even matter. Will this sustain or will it come back down, right? Is Destined Rivals for good now going to be $500-$600 a box? If that's the case, I may literally never even get a Destined Rivals box. Do you know how sad that is to a long-term collector that just doesn't take a set seriously enough to be like, yeah, you're worth $600. Not part of the cost of getting an actual Grail card that's actually very rare and actually like very low pop and actually has one of the most pure art forms, right? Sato, Sugimori, Arita, right? Fukuda, right? These are the names that will be ushered and remembered through all of Pokemon time, right? Everybody will get to an expert level in Pokemon. I imagine as a collector, not in the beginning, but after a while, might want a taste of something different. And when that happens, they're going to realize the oldest cards were bought for a reason and cherished for a reason. And a lot of vendors play hot potato with these cards. They're going to regret it the most, right? It's going to be the people that had so many chances to keep these cards. They're going to regret it the most because they're going to be like, bro, I resold that card like 5 times. Damn, I wish I would have kept one copy. That's something that I think will be very real in the future that you're going to hear from vendors. They're like, damn, like one of my biggest, it'll be a series. Some of my biggest regrets, cards that I wish I wouldn't have sold, right? A lot of vintage cards fall in that category. So many, like people don't understand. There's a whole world of incredible treasure in the vintage treasure trove. And it's worth the up price. Even in this market, it's worth paying an up price for it, an upcharge, a premium, because it is that premium. And I don't care what anybody says. The hand-drawn aspect of cards is a whole other level, especially the Sugimori, Arita, that kind of watercolor-esque vibe. Like, just fucking, it's perfect. It's perfect. I don't know. You guys tell me I'm crazy. I like modern, but goddamn, guys, I could take those 2 briefcases of all that modern and I could chuck it. I really could. I'm not going to because I have an appreciation that I'm hoping will build and build and build. But like, if I have to choose like the oldest, rarest shit over the newest stuff, that I know it might go up in price big time, but I know I'm going to be able to find it again. Gonna go after the other stuff. So I'm having a tough time right now trying to even justify keeping a lot of my slabs because who fucking knows? I haven't even thought about the value of all those modern PSA 10s back there. I haven't even thought about it. Has not crossed my mind once what I could do if I sold all that modern. Because now I'm at a point where I'm like, I would rather have the single cards than the boxes. So maybe some point I sell all the boxes, but I don't think I should sell the slabs. Nigo sitting on 39 Destined Rivals booster boxes. Sad I didn't hit the 100 mark, but I'm happy I got any. Dude, that's just is absolutely nuts. Okay, cool. So then you can sell me my box. You can hook me up and sell me a box, right? I've got 200 and I've got $170 for you. Oh man, no, it's like, dude, it's so crazy. I could have gotten at least 3 boxes for $250 from my LGS. And I was just like, nah, it doesn't feel right. I literally just fucking decided nah. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, it's so nuts to look back on that and be like, yep, I should have spent $750 for 3 boxes that might not have a single good card in them. Like, honestly, like, might not have, like, you might get that unlucky. I've gotten that unlucky in a lot of ways, which is, again, why I stick to singles. Now, I'll say right now, Nigo, you're probably going to kill it on that, but I'll say right now, if I could go back, I probably wouldn't do it again. I probably wouldn't buy it again because there were other plays that I was making with that 750 that worked out just as much as that set doubling, right? But it wasn't a thing of chance. It was just a thing of I'm just selling cards like I always sell cards. What was I going to say? I will be buying the Destined Rivals hits, though. The biggest hits in that set, the Nidoking, fucking sick. The Crobat, fucking sick. The Mewtwo, sick. I am 100% on board with buying those. And honestly, I should just be buying the raw cards sooner than later. But yeah, that was a set that maybe would have been smart to get the cards on release. Because, of course, the set is going up so quickly. It's one of those sets. You should have just bought it at release. But people are going to consolidate. I'm confident people are going to consolidate. PWA, you're crazy, but for the right reason. Let's go. I'd sell them booster boxes. Y'all forgetting these sets came out 3 months ago. All these card prices will cut in half once a new set comes out. More gets printed, and the Pokemon hype dies. A lot of the selling going on right now seems to be selling to other sellers and not selling to customers. Hard for a normal person to justify that price tag for a brand new set. Right there. I agree. How are people going to justify prices going up the way they've been going up? Is 250, actually, let's just address this. Is 250 the new norm? Is that going to be the new secondary market MSRP, right? Is that going to be the new norm? Can we just say goodbye to MSRP unless you're getting it on Pokemon Center? Maybe there's a chance you only pay $100, $200 more on a case per case if you get it right on release pretty much and you just let people unload it. The Card Baron, you're definitely collecting wisely, mate. Great collection you have. I appreciate it. But really, you know, these streams, we're always chopping it up. We're always joking about stuff. But the Pokemon market right now is no joke. People are about to get a rude awakening, I think. And I mean, it's just like a stock going down. You think it's just going to keep on going up. You think it's just going to keep on going up. And, you know, we kind of hope it keeps going up, right? You know, I'm not saying the hobby is better this way. But there's, you know, a lot of this bullishness is a net positive. It is still a net positive. It is so validating. We can at least say that. But it's like we want this in waves. We're going to get validated again in another couple years. But when things just keep on going up, there's kind of no balance. Like, it's like, all right, guys, pick your 5 cards that you can afford right now and buy them because you're not going to afford them in the next couple of months. It's over. We're cooked. We're all cooked. Like, Mega Evolution booster boxes at $350 right now. Oh my God. Michael Jordan pop 1 for $2,500. Or Moonbreon pop 20,000 for $5,000. People spending their paychecks on rent, food, and Pokemon. Deadass. Probably falling behind on rent. Still buying Pokemon. I probably would make that mistake if I was in a different position. Probably. Our cost of living was so cheap in our old tiny house that, like, that's what enabled me to buy so much. Now, to make it happen with our new house and our new bills and our new mortgage, the only way that I make it happen is I work like a fucking dog, guys. Every day I wake up and, like, low key, I'm like, fuck, I don't want to do today. Like, I know I'm gonna have to ship some stuff out. Great. I'll deal with eBay. I'll have to be a rock star. I know I'm gonna have to do stuff for the bar, pick up stuff for the bar. I know I'm gonna have to go in until super late. I know I'm gonna get home and barely get any sleep. It's like, bro, my life is so redundant. You guys have no idea. Like, fucking sucks. But, like, that's everybody, right? I'm not fucking unique. We all have it tough. We're all working as hard as we can, or not as hard as we can, but it's just, it's easy to get caught up on your phone and get distracted and not be productive. It's easy to suck. The system has failed us. Really, that's how I really feel. Even at the position I'm in now in life, I still think the system fucking failed us. I got the Charizard EX UPC from Pokemon Center for $128. There's no way I would get that if I didn't get it for MSRP. Gotta be okay with missing some things. Turtle, are there any bearish indicators currently? I'm looking at modern slab prices, and it's kind of plateaued, rising slowly. I think that slow rise, in my opinion, I don't know. What do you guys think? The slow rise to me is a little bit bearish. What's bearish is random illustration rares going up for no reason. Now, what I've also heard is the mega cut quality, right? The quality control on the mega sets so far has been good. So it might be easier to grade them, which might help prices from exploding. Not seeing big drops. Here in Austin, rent went from $480 to $730. That's the other thing. The indicators could be macro, right? That everything else is getting so expensive. It's like altcoins going up more than big crypto. When I'm buying PSA 9s only, mega quality is good, but SV is still ass. Yeah, okay. So SV illustration rares will continue to have higher value than is what I'm getting at. Joe, I think the biggest bearish aspect right now is the community mindset. I think he hit the nail on the head. When this started pumping, everyone said normal. Now almost everybody's yelling overpriced and manipulated. Right. In the beginning, it was like, see, this works, guys. And that was fun. We were all rejoicing, even me. They're right. Moon Brown is Moon Brown, which is the first artwork. Everyone was like, whoa. But now each set has 40 of those. Shouldn't affect SV prices. PSA 8 WotC is now a very viable option. Dude, well, yeah. I mean, and the unlimited PSA 8 cards are cheap. Bro, they are so cheap. They are so cheap. It's so crazy. You can, dude, it's so crazy. Fossil Unlimited, Rocket Unlimited. Nobody cares. Jungle Unlimited. Nobody cares about them. They're so slept on. The art is beautiful. It's beautiful. The vibe is beautiful. And they're still so slept on. I have no issue selling cards like that. But they are still super slept on. It's funny. I think most people feel less confident buying vintage cards, and that's kind of where I feel the most confident buying cards. Only thing fun nowadays is hitting the PSA casino and getting those PSA 10 grades. Bro, the PSA casino, that's really what it's all about, right? It's like full-on degenerate. That's like, we gamble to get the cards. We gamble with sending them in. Then we gamble with maybe we have a good grader. Maybe. It could go anyway. Ale, been buying Misty cards. My daughter loves them. They're sick and cheap. Dude, so Misty's Golduck. Dude, the Misty cards are great. Any of the gym cards are great. The gym commons, the gym uncommons, the non-holo rares, the holos. Literally, this is actually super hot take. The gym sets the gym sets might be, honestly, realistically, probably my favorite sets. They're probably my favorite sets ever. Um, you get Charizard, you get Gengar, you get so many other great names. Um, there are only like two Pokemon that aren't good in those sets. Koga's Ditto, which that's arguable. Some people probably like Ditto and like the vibrant pink. Koga's Ditto, um, and like Misty's Tentacruel, right? Like honestly, everything else is good. Like all of those cards are fire. Um, yeah, the newer ones too, and the gym ones are sweet and look good in the binder for you. Yeah, the newer Destin rivals, the Misty Lapras. Yeah, that's probably what you were talking about. The Misty Lapras. Sorry, my bad. The Misty's Lapras and the Psyduck, absolute fire. For sure. For sure. And those are very special. I just bought a 1993 rookie Kelly Slater Authentic with a 10, 600. The Goat Surfer with no close rival, Pop 15. Hell yeah. Joe, my favorites are the e-readers, except for that ugly ass Charizard. Yeah. That Charizard is rough. Beautiful blue hollow background, but rough. Learn other cards. Fortnite Series 1 has Black Knight Crystal Shard that sells for 50K in a PSA 10. Oh my god, that's wild. I did kind of want to get into One Piece. I really like Dragon Ball, and I'm definitely getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Soon. I keep saying it. It's going to happen eventually. Dude, look at the Misty's tentacle and tell me it's not dope. She's legit swimming with it. Yeah, that's pretty sick. That's pretty sick. What do you guys think is going to happen? What do you ultimately think is going to happen in this hobby? Like, I mean, we've got Phantasmal Flames. I think a crash would be so justified right now, but also if you look at the fundamentals, right, the basics, we've got Phantasmal Flames coming. We've got 30th anniversary coming. There is absolutely no reason for a crash to take place. But that doesn't mean that the economy, that the actual this country, that there couldn't be some unrest and some issues with the economy. So that's more of what I'm talking about, is kind of people not looking at the big picture of how things are running in this country right now. Maybe everyone thinks things are running great. But I think the masses might not be happy with the prices of everything in general going up. And Pokemon is still a luxury item, but now it's being treated as an investment, especially after that Wall Street Journal article. Looks like those people are still making money jumping in late. I honestly feel eBay giving the option to buy a card and immediately grade it, oh, this is big, will make reselling flipping easier and crazier. It's too easy, man. It's too easy. I was banking on things holding through the holiday season, but I don't know. I mean, dude, there's no right and wrong answer. We're just shooting the shit. I want to know what people actually think. I think people are going to start to wake up to how much money they have in cardboard and consolidate down a bit. I'm starting to get there. Right? When the cardboard actually is worth more than your car or your house or everything, right? Mega Reset better be fire so I can cash out on my hoopas. Hot take, Kevin, 151 would have been 100% better if the trainers were OG. Oh no, 100%. Tuscan, how are we doing? We haven't done a horizontal stream in a while, so we're switching it up a little bit, guys. We're switching it up a little bit. Now, I do want to spend a little bit of time with Diana, so we were going to wrap it up within an hour. Maybe we'll go a little bit later. Of course, now everybody's here, right? Bill, most of my PC in BGS, I have all different era. Do you think BGS will hold value? I do. I don't think BGS is a bad company by any means. I think people are all over the place with all grading companies and how they feel. PSA is the most popular one used by the masses, but BGS is great. And if you get used to BGS and you grade with them often, you might get good at knowing, a black label from just another high grade BGS card. BGS has the black labels, and those will always be popular. So I think because of black labels in general being so low population and so valuable, I don't think BGS is going anywhere. That's their claim to fame, is saying, hey, the Card Baron, I'm buying a house. Hell yeah. Yeah, my collector app, which is kind of shit, by the way, is more than my bank account. I'm like, shit. Well, yeah, you're telling me. You're telling me. My collection's worth more than my house, guys. My new house that I just bought, it's worth more than my house. I should sell it and pay the house off. Thank you for your take. You got it, bro. Selling Card Baron, selling all my Sword and Shield. Probably a really good time to sell Sword and Shield. And honestly, I was just in this boat. I was just trying to sell all of my sealed products so that I could get a house. I do think in the long run, Pokemon is probably going to be a better investment than a home. But I also think you got to live your life. You got to be happy. It's not worth waiting for some disastrous thing to happen. If you're sitting on a gold mine and you can actually liquidate it and you're not attached to it, a house is your fortress, right? You cannot put a price on that. And honestly, I probably have one of the dopest houses of anybody I know. Like that, it's gonna be a flex. This is a full brick, massive colonial style home with a little bit of modern flair to it. Has new windows all around. Bro, this house is this is our dream home. It has its issues on the inside. There are little things here and there that are so minor because I came from a 1953 house, where everything is busted up, and that's why I'm worried about the girl that I'm renting to, because I know the house isn't perfect, but I'm bro, we lived there for 6 years and you're dissing the place that I raised my kids in. So anyways, JP, Japanese black labels are overvalued, much easier to get them. English black labels, but have the same premiums currently. That's fucking crazy, actually. He's got a great point there. So, black label some Japanese. Sell the collection, pay off the house, no debt, rebuild collection, when the market crashes. Man, that would be hitting it right on the head, right? But with the old cards, I just don't care what happens. I'm going to continue buying them regardless. If they flood the market, if people unload their 90 other copies of a card that I own, then I guess I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to afford all these cards. For me, I'm never going back. I've regretted too long not going after vintage cards. And I'll buy them in any market. Fortress, you're my house. Orion said so. Can't beat a roof over your head. You definitely can't. But your house doesn't have hurricane-proof windows. That is very true. Might buy an NSX to put next to the GR Yaris. Yo, let's go. Orion, you should pay off your house prob. Do the amortization calc and see how much interest you'll save. My father-in-law owned a Lambo. No loan and had a 30-year mortgage. Could have had more money. Yeah. My house is made of leverage. Turtle, your house is made out of trading cards. Oh, man. I am paying down this house aggressively, though. I've decided, I've made a promise with myself to pay down the principal, and I've used their little calculator on Mr. Cooper's website, which is now merged with Rocket Mortgage, which I'm not sure if that's good or bad. I hope that's a good thing. But I used their calculator to see, and basically this house is now going to be paid off in 2037. 12 years from now, I will live in a big brick home that is fully paid off if I pay an extra $2,000 a month. My mortgage is $4,000. So as long as I can crank out $6,000 a month, which is tough, but as long as I can crank that out and make it happen, and renting out our old house is going to help. God fucking forbid. Hopefully nothing else goes wrong with it. But Rocket Mortgage is annoying. Oh boy. Got to put those ETB energy cards to good use. Got to start burning those for heat. I'll be on the streets with my trading cards. Never. You have too much good stuff. You would never be on the streets. But yeah, it's crazy, guys. I had more money liquid than I've ever had in my entire life. Even when I invested all my savings into QuantumScape, I did not have the amount of money I had before I bought this house. Before I bought this house, everything seemed like it was going my way. It really did. We had super low cost of living. I had a ton of money in the bank, generating a decent chunk of interest, like 200 something a month, 230, 240, 250, 260, 270, something somewhere around there was what we were getting a month in interest off of just that money. And buying Grail cards was like, oh, my monthly interest is gonna chop off a little piece of these Grail cards. Whereas now I'm broke, starting from square one. So I feel actually like, despite being in a big house, I feel very humbled that like, damn, I'm back to nothing and I owe a shitload of money. I owe a shitload of money on the loan. So I could just sell my other house too. I don't just have to sell the cards. I could sell my other house and just stop renting it. Which I'm on the if this girl that's renting from us, if she does anything weird and like wants to break the lease and just like dip out and not pay rent anymore, if something like that happens, which would be worst case scenario, but maybe for the best, I would probably consider not renting again. I would probably consider just either leaving the house just vacant for a while until I figure out what I'm really going to do. Maybe finding another renter, but most likely just putting it up for sale. And then you don't have to deal with anything else. This house is paid off. I have a bunch of liquidity back. Fuck, I miss being liquid. That's all. That's all I'm going to say. I miss having money in the bank. And I think every Pokemon collector right now in this hobby probably can relate to that statement in general, no matter what anybody's at, no matter where anybody's at. This hobby is going to make all of us broke. And if it takes a downturn, a lot of us are fucked. Like low key, like a lot of people are fucked. Even me, like I'm not going to be selling cards as easily on eBay, right? If the market just whoop. Orion, you should do a financial talk one day. For a younger guy, you have a very admirable position. Me at 22 and honestly feel a little bit lost every day. I'm going to tell something to you that you guys are probably not going to want to hear. I don't feel like I've like made it, right? I mean, I've leveled up. It feels like it's when you buy a home, you feel like you've made it, but really you're buying a bunch of debt. And that's the reality of it. Anyways, just to put things in perspective, I wake up every day like, damn, like, I don't know if I have it in me today. I wake up every day feeling like that, bro. Like, you're not alone. A lot of us feel lost in some respect. Like, what am I doing? Oh, I slept in too much. I feel like I'm just not feeling productive today. I don't feel like talking in front of the camera today. Like, brother, as much as it might seem like I absolutely love doing this, it's gotten to a point for me where I'm struggling. So like, but I'm just pushing through, right? So I'm glad I can be someone's hero and be somewhat admirable to someone, but nobody really fucking knows what they're doing out here. And I've talked to a lot of old people who've told me that life is just a series of challenges and surprises. And you got to get better and better at letting shit just roll off your shoulder, brushing off your shoulders and just moving on. Because life's also too short and it goes by like that. So I try to make the most out of every day. But there are days where I fucking can't do it. I just can't do it. I don't have it in me to push forward with the day. And I still have to, right? Because I've got kids, I got my wife, I have to take care of everybody. For me, there's no option because I have kids. And I think that's very different from me and most people, is that people think that I have all these choices and maybe all this opportunity. And I do have a lot of opportunity and privilege that comes with that. But like, I don't think anybody wakes up like happy, bro. I think you just have to conscientiously be like, I have a lot of good things in my life. These are the things that are going well. And you got to count, you got to count your blessings, as they say. I mean, we all love being fucked because we don't do nothing to stop the fucking. Quote of the year. Al, hey man, I feel that way in the morning a lot of days. It's all good. We see where we're going. We know these younger years are rough and should be better as years go on. But the other thing is like we're only getting older, so like if you can't enjoy being young right now, trust me, it doesn't get better, bro. I have a backache that's fucking killing me, guys. Dude, this shit is crippling. Absolutely crippling. I'm not even 31. I've achieved all these things. I'm not even 31. My back feels like it's fucking broken, right? Everybody has their problems. And like, one thing I'm trying to do lately is just like not be a victim of any circumstance, right? And right now, I'm victimizing myself over this girl complaining about our rental. And I just know I'm gonna lose sleep over it, but I'm gonna try my best to just fucking get over it. Life goes on. But like, yeah, shit's tough. Shit's tough, man. We all have bad days. If you hit the gym as soon as you wake up, those thoughts of being anti-productive go away, to be honest. Fortress is pretty right on that too. Like we gotta take care of ourselves. And it's, again, with kids, it's very fucking hard. I have 5 kids and my wife stays home. I feel, yeah, so you know exactly, like, and if, dude, it makes us sometimes horrible people, right? Because we feel the weight of the world crushing us, and our partners are also just doing whatever they can to, you know, keep the household running. So it's tough. Yeah, I'm the only one providing. Thankful I have a house and some paid off vehicles. My lower left back is hurting too. Bro, like dude, back pain is the worst. Being old with back pain is the worst. Al, I'm 32. I have back pain too. Legit been doing stretch on my office's floor. This is just the men's support group, the Pokemon men's support group. Bro, you gotta get those stretches in. Dude, what's happening with the rental? What's going bad? What was the rental story? Okay, so for those of you that got in here late, so we got our security deposit, we got our rent, $4,400. My partner stayed home too. My daughter just started school. I can't wait till they start school. 30 here, rolled my ankle. Oh shit. But so this lady moved in like a week late. I thought she had been in the house, but she moved in a week late. So like this whole time I thought things had been going great, but she just wasn't there. So we got security deposit. I got first month's rent, $4,400, right? Cha-ching. And then today I get a fuckload of texts about how the house wasn't clean enough. It's unacceptable. So she hired a cleaning crew, and like me and my wife like fucking cleaned that bitch down good, right? My mom is like crazy Jewish lady, super cleanly. She fucking thought the place was good to go for renting. Anyways, we thought everything was good to go, and then this girl moves in basically a week late. And is like, the place was filthy. I hired a cleaning crew. And they also cleaned all of your air ducts. It was $1,000. I just want to know how you're going to reimburse me. Those are the first texts I fucking had with this lady that just moved into our house. You can imagine, like, my fucking heart just fucking dropped, bro. My stomach just fucking turned. Like, I don't give a shit about the money. At this point, I'm like, fuck. Like, this person's unhappy with the situation off the rip. And like texting is not a good strategy. I knew it wouldn't have been a good strategy. So I called her immediately. I was like on it. Like, hey, whatever we can do to make this good. But I never authorized you to do any of these things and spend all of that money. I didn't authorize that. I didn't give you permission of that. Like, it should have been game over right then. And she needed to ask. She didn't ask, and that was kind of fucked up of her. Anyways, being the great guy that I am, I offered to not fully reimburse her, but give her half of what she spent on that. Now, it's a 12-month lease. I have no issue with this woman, right? She's been through a divorce. She's trying to sell their house in Virginia, which we did some creeping and we looked up the house in Virginia. And she's not getting a fat check any day soon, right? So the plot is starting to thicken a little bit. I still think things are gonna go fine. And like, I respect the fact that she's a mom of 2 kids, and like she's going through a divorce, and she's a grown-ass woman, right? She's a CPA. She's like 36, 37. She has like most of her shit together, right? If she says the house isn't clean enough, fine. If she says the air ducts have nasty shit in them, fine. They didn't find mold. They did a whole mold search in the house, which is great because now I know that the house never had mold in it, which is, that's what I figured because my family has been there for 6 years and we were fine. Anyways, yeah, it bothers me that I've been in this house so long and never had an issue with it. And now the final thing is that the shower lever has a hairline drip, right? Like a very, very small drip that just drip, drip, drip. And like, I never cared. I fixed it. There was a broken piece inside of the, I need to call the Pokey plumber right now. We need to get him out here ASAP. But no, I fixed it and I tightened it down and I must have missed an O-ring or some kind of sealant because it just has the smallest fucking drip that it did not have previously. Didn't bother me. We kept it like that for several months. I figure we'll see what happens with the rental. Immediately notices it, points it out, is like, I want this repaired. So I'm like, I'm on it. I'm going to call a plumber. Let's get a plumber out there immediately. She's like, no, I can't tonight. I just need to sleep on the situation. I shouldn't even be sharing this with you guys, but this is like some real shit. I'm not going to hide the bad shit. I'll tell you, like, guys, another month, no complaints, got my rent money. I'm going to tell you guys how this whole rent experience goes because, hey, if there's anything helpful on this channel, maybe some real world experience with rentals, maybe that can help someone make those decisions in the future. I still don't think we should have sold the house though. I still think at the end of the day, even if I pay $500 to her to reimburse her for the cleaning, our air ducts have been completely cleaned in that house. That's like a thing that lasts several years, right? Like we just had a whole new HVAC put in the house. So maybe it's a good thing the air ducts got cleaned out. If she gives me a hard time, I think everybody would agree, bro, just fucking cut it off. But like, I'm not a savage and I'm not a slumlord and I'm not a shitty landlord. I'm gonna be top notch the way I try to be with everything. But yeah, I was just like kind of hoping for the best. And I think that that's on me. I should have just had a plumber come in, check that shower lever and just fucking fix whatever's wrong with it. But to me, water is so cheap here. It's just not worth it, but it is wasteful and I don't know, it could contribute to something down the road. I don't know. It really fucking sucks, honestly, because we just had a huge HVAC repair at this house that cost me $1,700 total for everything. And that was cheap, right? That saved us a ton of money. Diana's brother is an electrician and he knew a guy that came out and hooked it up. But like, bro, I've just low-key been going through it with this house and now the other house. So, oh, man. At 21 here, kind of chilling, no issues, kind of sore from the gym. Oh, boy, you got a Karen. Yeah, she should have asked. Sell the house. Nah, bro, nah. We're trying to rent. Hold on. She said sleep on it. Sleep on what? Was this today? Yeah, she needed to. Yeah, she's so. I think she's just exhausted from moving everything. I just hope like it's easy to take things in a text the wrong way. I just hope she's not like, I need to sleep on this whole situation of renting this from you. Because that would significantly like my whole timeline for everything I'm trying to get working. So, man, I really hope this property works out. But it's like, bro, my family has rented to people for a long time. My parents, like, that's how they made their way. They rented to people, crappy buildings and things. Bro, they never fixed anything. That was always on the person renting. Like, you have problems, you have to deal with it. It's in the contract. But I don't want to be that guy. Yo, Dr. Rocket, what's good? We are going to close up here shortly, even though you guys keep me stimulated. She doesn't want to be renting. She's getting divorced and going from owning to renting. She needs to adjust to some degree. I think Ale just hit the nail on the head. Thank you, brother or sister, whichever. Dude, I'm like overthinking it really hard right now, and I just need some people to be the optimistic part of me and just say like, it's going to be fine. Because my mom's a little bit like, honey, I told you, like, if you do renting, like, it might not go well. And, like, there's other people who said it. We had a person in our Discord that was like, bro, like, just wait. Renting is going to be a nightmare. And, like, I don't think it's a nightmare yet. I'm up 4,400. I'm down 500. The plumbing could be $100. We're having a guy go out tomorrow at 2. So I'll update you guys on that. And if it's, like, nothing, I'll be like, we're still up. Renting is still working out. But, you know, I want to be optimistic. Imagine she's here watching the stream. Bro. Well, honestly, she would see that I'm fucking stressed out about it. Like, yeah, I might talk a little bit of shit, but there's no reason to talk shit. Like, I wanted this home, our old house that we grew our family in, I wanted that to go to another family, and that's exactly what we did. She's got 2 kids. They sounded, bro, her kids are a riot. I will say that. I don't think she would hate me for that either. That's just truth. Like, you could hear these kids over the phone just, like, screaming for their mom. So, I think they'll see the beauty in it on, like, a nice morning, a cool, brisk morning, and a cup of coffee. I think they're going to love the place. But, yeah, to some degree, like, adjusting, like, straight up. Imagine just watching the stream, bro. That'd be crazy. 45 viewers in the stream. You can't end it. What? I can only end a stream when there's only 20 people and people start making butt jokes. If she's here, I hope she wins the house from the divorce. Oh man. It's a very interesting house. I guess I did talk a little bit of shit about, like, we looked up the house and, like, I don't know. It's an interesting home. It's like a full square design. It's all, how do I explain this? It's like all siding. The whole house is siding, and it's just a square brick. But and it's outdated on the inside too. It basically is like a garage. No, like dead ass, the house that she's talking about selling, that we linked back to the address from Zillow. It's it basically looks like a garage with an overhead apartment. So I hope this doesn't get dicier for me. Cause I had this, but she's very sweet. She's very, very sweet. She's a Christian, God-fearing woman. And I think she has her head on straight. And I think that's part of it, is that she's not missing a beat. She wants a great place for her kids. And so they did a deep clean. They got the ductwork clean. If anything, that's kind of an improvement to the house. Billy, the GOAT is live. What's the gym card you want the most? Gym Heroes and Gym Challenge. Billy, my boy. Billy, we're about to end the stream shortly, my bro. Okay, Gym Challenge. I think the Misty's Gyarados is absolutely fucking sick. Misty's Gyarados deserves more love. And we'll say Brock's Rhydon. Because that was like one of my number 1 most nostalgic childhood cards. And we got to get that. We got to get that Brock's Rhydon. Ayo, peace, brother. Don't sweat the rental. Just be kind and work with them, which it sounds like you are. More flies with honey than vinegar, I always say. Barn dominium. Oh God. Oh no. Oh yeah, we pumping vintage reverse Corfish, fam. Yo, let's go for the Corfish. That's gonna be an inside joke. Yo, Corfish till the end. It almost 8,000 subscribers. We started pumping Corfish cards. Orion can't end the stream enough. If enough people beg you not to. Yo, Fortress? Bro, you got a crush on me, bro? All right, I'm heading out, man. Have a great night. Yo, Joe, get some sleep. Don't be so hard on yourself, bro. You're still young. You still got your life ahead of you. Just focus. +1, Brock's Rhydon. Good luck with the rental. We're going to need it. In the 2014 Rocket, are the reverse hollows better than the hollows? After one of your other vids, I got hooked on those. Yeah, the reverse hollows I do think are better. Fortress getting sad. Weston Davis, how do you feel about buying Dark Charizard PSA 9? Oh, absolutely. I'm getting Dark Charizard. I'm gonna try and get the PSA 10, but if I have to get a PSA 9, that's cool too. Dark Charizard's Fi. James, no, you can't end it. Nigo, you ever going back to collecting sealed? My holy grail of booster boxes is Dark Explorer booster box. Yo, Dark Explorers is fat, bro. That Groudon, bro. No, I'm going to get the Groudon. I'm just going to get the Groudon. If I could ever get that Groudon in PSA 10, that would be gas. I got to wake up in 5 hours to go to the gym. Kind of wanted to pull an all-nighter. Bro, don't pull an all-nighter. All right, guys. It was a 6-stream. The horizontal stream still got it, bro. Still got it. I mean, really, we didn't see that much of a change. In fact, I think the horizontal stream was more consistent. It was less pushed by the algorithm, but it was more consistent, and I feel like had a better overall viewer base. Like, I feel like everybody in the chat and this stream has been pretty awesome and super supportive. And, yo, thank you guys for, once again, letting me vent about bullshit that has nothing to do with this hobby, but just pertains to my actual life. And everything's going to be good. Everything's going to be fine. Netflix and chilling with the wifey. Diana's going to be happy about it. Also, don't forget, guys, I know I drink a lot on these streams, but we're going to be drinking water for the next couple streams. We're going to set a good example, be a good role model. Drink your fucking water. Have a good night, Win. Peace out, everybody. Seriously, take care of yourselves. We there for you. Peace, famio. Seriously, I appreciate it, you guys. I appreciate it. I have up days. I have my like, oh, we're killing it. But I also have those days where I'm just like, fuck, man. Anyways, peace out, everybody. Yo, join the Discord if you haven't. Join the Discord if you haven't.